All right, guys. So today we are looking at a whole bunch of accessories for definitely one of my favorite cameras and one of the cameras I use probably the most outside of like the studio cameras. And this is a camera that I use when I'm riding on the motorcycle or doing any even travel. And this camera is in my bag all the time. And one of the things for me, it's the X4, just so you know, the Insta360 X4. And for someone like me that's had all the X series Insta360 cameras, one of my biggest concerns, for one, is just protecting it because the way that the lenses are, of course, when you look at one of the X4s, this could be an X3 or anything like that, is that they're out there, right? They're out there. So because of that, this is easily something that you and I could damage, right? So you'll see here, right? This is easily accessible. This side, of course, has the cover, just so you guys can see it, right? And the cover is something that I do recommend. Now, just be aware if you are someone that runs the cover and you are a scenario that it's rainy or wet, or that's kind of the same thing, or gusty, you want to make sure that you clean both the cover outside and inside because there can be some humidity, there can be some dust that kind of gets inside and can cause like water smudges and things like that, which can get on your lens. I've got a bunch of accessories here that I just kind of want to show you guys because I do think if you have an X4, possibly even an X3, some of these things are made for that camera as well, but you want to make sure. But the X4 for sure. So number one, just like we talked about, I have, of course, on these cameras, and you'll see on this, I think this one as well, these are just the standard. And you can see on this one, possibly, like, it's a little dirty. These cameras have been out in the elements. And when you're out in the elements, of course, that's when the lenses can be damaged. Anyways, these are great. These are just the standard ones. These are the ones that come with the X4. But if you feel like up in your game and you want to make sure that your quality is as high as possible, then they do have the premium lens guards. If you guys want, what I may do next spring when it's riding season again, or maybe I'll just go outside. I'll put one X4 with the premium lens guards on them and one with just a standard to see if there's much of a difference. I'm pretty happy, I'll be honest with you, with the standard ones. I just want it to protect, but these ones should give you a bit better optical clarity through the actual lens. So if you want to invest in a little bit more money to get a little bit better lens guard, a little bit cleaner lens guard, I guess, then they have the premium one, which is kind of nice. So you'll be able to put those on. Now, the other thing, again, I don't use this a lot, but I probably should, at least on one of them. A lot of times I'll have one of these cameras mounted actually on the bike and another one of them maybe with me, so maybe in my pocket or something like that. So if I'm walking around, I can still use it for shooting. In this case, the X4 actually has these mic wind muffs. So these would actually go on the physical camera. Basically, they're like foam wind muffs that you stick on the side. You guys can see them here in the image, right? So somewhere down here, somewhere on this area, there you go. And it's designed just to have that sound taken off. So not a huge investment for these, and I think these are really good depending on your use. It's not going to, like for me, take away all the wind sound that comes from a motorcycle when you're driving 50 miles an hour down the street and your camera is completely out in the wind. It's not going to help that. But if you were using this, let's say for vlogging, or you just set it up somewhere to get some shots, this would definitely help in regards to helping a lot of that wind sound get taken out, that low rumble that sometimes happens. So this could be nice. And you're seeing Insta360, like on their Ace Pro 2, have wind muffs actually in the camera now, or something that you can actually add to the camera, comes with the camera, I believe. So kind of nice. So if you are using it in that kind of scenario, then these could be useful. Just again, know that they're available. So the next one on the list is this one. And this is a utility frame. So again, if you're someone that bangs their Insta360 camera, number one, around a lot, this is going to give the frame a bit. And you can kind of see on some of my cameras, the edges have taken a bit of a hit. I believe I have my X3 here somewhere. Maybe not. But that one's, because I've had it for longer, has taken some abuse. So this is their utility frame. Now, the nice thing about the utility frame is not only is it going to give your camera a little bit of extra protection, which is nice, But as you can see here, and I'll just kind of pop this out, kind of exactly what they say, right? A utility frame. So just like a lot of frames that you can get for like your mirrorless camera, same idea, right? It's a metal frame. It comes with its own protector, so lens cap, which is important. And one of the things I also recommend, and I have these too, I always make sure that I have 2, maybe 3 extra of these lens protectors available for these. So just in case, I take it off and I do something and I can't find it. I've lost it, it's dropped it, it fell out of my pocket, it fell out of my bag, fell off the motorcycle, whatever. This is kind of handy because unlike the traditional X4, which has the single tripod hole on it, this one for one will have one on the bottom. Plus, which is nice, is it will give you like that GoPro mount here, which is sweet. So you have that whenever you need it. It has a cold shoe on this side, cold shoe on this side, and again has the extra lens guard for this. And of course, the camera itself just kind of slides in there. So if I were to take, for instance, this one, see how dirty that is? I use these. Oh, these get used. Anyways, you take this and you just kind of figure out which side. I think they're both kind of the same. This just slides in like so, right? Is it the same? My guess is it would be the same. I'm just wondering if the buttons, you'd still want to take it out, I guess, to have access to like some of the buttons and things like that. But that snaps in there, clicks, right? Oh, there you go. There is a right side and a wrong side necessarily, right? So you have access. Anyways, you have access to all your buttons, right? Your little ports in here. Of course, if you want to have access to your battery, you are going to have to take it out of the case, but that's not a big issue. But you're going to have a lot more protection for one in regards to this. You are going to have extra mounting options, and you're going to have more options to allow things to mount to your actual camera. And because this is bigger, it does come with its own lens protector, which does fit when you have the lens guards on. So that's kind of cool. And let's be honest, it looks sharp. Yes, it looks sharp. Next one here, again, for those of us that like or have, let's say, a single, or maybe you have 2 X4s like I do, fast charging hub, right? So you're on vacation, you've used all your batteries. It could just be 2. I have battery 1, battery 2, and a third battery. So being able to come back to the hotel room, or a lot of times what I would do is with battery chargers is I'll actually have a portable, like large battery, like a battery bank that I'll bring with me so that in the car I can charge these, or I can charge them actually in my backpack. It really doesn't matter, because I've got portable power, right? The wonder nowadays. So for instance, there it is. And it does come, of course, with the USB-C, the USB-C cable, fairly long, which is good, right? Fairly long. This, of course, is going to be your fast charger. It has access for 3 batteries, which is perfect for me because I have 3 batteries. And then what I do is I grab a battery pack. Hold on. And I'll simply just grab this one. This is a 10,000 milliamp. But I like carrying these kind of batteries around because, of course, they actually have all the cables on them, so I don't have to carry anything extra. So simply, you're just going to take your batteries. I'll want to take them out. I'll just take 2 out right now because, again, I have to take this one out of the cage to get access to it. But we'll take this one, plug that in. We'll take this one, plug that in. And why not? I'll take this one out just for fun's sakes. Might as well fill it up. And they go in nice and snug, which I have to say I really like. Like they go in, like you could lift that up, right? And it's not going to fall out, which I like because they're in nice and snug like that. If they are, let's say, in a backpack, the chances are really good that it's not going to fall out of the backpack, right? Like it's not it's not as if the backpack's going to move around and the batteries are going to come out. So for me, I'm simply just going to plug that into that. And at this point, you can see, right? You get that little charging light. They're all firing up, going through their charging phase, right? There you go. And I could put this in my backpack, throw it in the back of the car, go to the hotel room, charge up my 3 batteries. And if I had more batteries, I could be charging these. Plus, if I wanted, I could actually keep the batteries, of course, in the actual X4s and have them charging as well. So that's pretty cool. Now, as an added bonus, for those of you that have an Ace or Ace Pro, And I don't know if this one would fit on the Ace Pro 2, but if you have an Ace Pro, let's say this fella right here, they also have, and I also just got this, right? This one is is it opened? This is their cold shoe, because I do think more and more people are using the Ace Pros and, well, just action cams in general, right? Action cams in general as like a dedicated, like it's their camera. It's their camera that they use, especially for holidays. So for those of you that have that, this is going to be something that you and I can use, right? A cold shoe adapter. So basically this right there, look, it looks just the same as the image, right? That right there. This basically is just going to go into one of these magnetic slots. All right, so sometimes it takes me a minute, but it actually goes on pretty easy. You just need to have the adapter on, so the magnetic adapter on the bottom, so that needs to be there. And then basically what happens is once that's there, this is going to end up being on the screen side, so that's where your hot shoe is going to be. And when you lift up one of the GoPro legs here, then there's it just as you can see that there's little grooves in there, and you can take this, you just kind of line it up. There it goes. It slides in, right? And it will click. Once it's in there, it's solid, like it's not coming out. Now you have that cold shoe here that you can mount, like say a light on there, or maybe a microphone or something like that. And then you'll have this little snap tool here, because there's a little hole that a little piece goes in to lock it so that it can't come out. And then what happens is, I make sure I'm in there, right? Is that you push this, click down, and now you can slide it out. So it may take a little bit just to get it in there the first time, but it is just kind of, there's little tiny grooves in there. So you just kind of just make sure those are lined up. Again, slide it in, you'll hear it click, and then push that down to take it out. Yeah, very cool. So if you do have, let's say, an external light that you want to use, perfect. Little external mic, perfect. All right, guys, there's some accessories and a little for your X4 and a little X1 that I think is not a horrible thing to have for those of us that are using the Ace Pro. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I'll leave links down below to where you can pick up some of these Insta360 accessories, as well as any of their cameras if you are at all interested. It's Black Friday, so not a bad idea, but you have to do it quick. It's only till like the first couple of days of December. All right, guys, I'm out. We'll see you guys later.